Hello coaches, thanks again for joining us. This week we're going to chat about something a little bit different. We're going to talk about an exercise made famous by Pep Guardiola with Bayern Munich in 2013. 9 years later, what's happened to that exercise? Why are coaches still using it? What variations are they doing with it? And then maybe spark some ideas with your own systems and your own training philosophy. As usual, if you enjoy the work, please subscribe below and give it a like. And then also, this is part of the promotion for our new book, Modern Soccer Coach 20 Attack and Training Sessions. Full session plans broken into 3 areas: build-up, combination play, and then final third play. All principle-based, so you can adapt it to any system at all. Check it out on the link below. And then also on the link below, if you enjoy this video, special offer this week, giving away a free PDF of all the session exercises that we're doing today. Go to modernsoccercoach.com/shop and you can download your copy for free. The link is below. So if you enjoy this video, check it out. Here we go. So the first thing we'll look at is, what is a 4v4+3? So a lot of coaches love using it. What exactly is it? You've got 11 players. You can put them in a size grid depending on what challenges you want to have in the exercise. The bigger the spaces, the easier it is technically, but maybe the physical demands are higher. So depending on what you want to do, you have 2 teams of 4, and then you have 1 team of 3, a neutral team of 3. So the 4 players can start on the outsides in the corners, or they can be insides, again, depending on what you want to do with the exercise. The 3 players, the neutrals in yellow, are organised across. So the red team in possession here have a +3, which is a 7v4 overload, where they're looking at keeping possession. You can award them points per number of passes or for the amount of time they can retain possession, whatever it is. If possession is lost, then all of a sudden the blue team wins the ball back. They've got to then transition to the outside with the help of those neutrals. So the red team can come in and counter press. The blue team are trying to get to those outside spaces with the ball under control. So the transitions are intense. It's an enjoyable game. It's a fast-moving game, and it can be quite competitive as well. Why do coaches love 4v4+3? Not just because Pep does it, of course. There are a number of advantages, and here are some of them. Technical and tactical. It's a really, really good possession exercise in terms of when the ball's moving. You've got the constant angles of support. You've got those overload situations, which we all look for in games. So in a situation like this, it gets players used to using the overload. It's got passing lanes, so you can work on a variety of things in possession, up, back and through, third player runs, and then also those quick combination plays to get out of pressure and break pressure. There's also physical and psychological aspects to the exercise that are really, really useful. The transitions are intense. I talked about that there. So that helps you physically, but it also helps you mentally because of the focus and the players having to make those decisions whenever the game is moving really, really fast. And then from a defensive side as well, you're always going to encourage players to press the ball in those tight spaces and then screen passes, because there are a number of options in possession. So there's a lot of work to be done out of possession as well. So the physical demands can be quite high. The psychological demands can be quite high. So that's probably why coaches use it, especially during this time of year when it's pre-season and you're looking to embed those principles in and out of possession with your team. All right, we're going to look at some variations now and see what coaches have done to keep maybe the principles, but maybe make little things a bit more specific in regards to the way they want to play, or maybe with positional profiles. And I really enjoyed putting this together. The first one we'll look at here is the 4v4+3 overload to isolate. So it's a more vertical game. The pitch is cut in half. And what the team in possession are looking to do now is to draw pressure into the bottom half or into the top half. And then when pressure arrives, solve the pressure and then play it to the weak side. So it's this overload to isolate idea. It can be used really, really well when you're playing against blocks and you're looking to find the weak side, or when you're looking at drawing vertical pressure and you're looking at playing into number 9s, number 10s, and then open up higher spaces on the pitch. To help with that condition, it's 3 or 4 passes in one half of the pitch, and then you can transfer across. And then when the ball is transferred successfully, the team in possession then have the ability to score in any of the goals. And I would incentivize that with 2 or 3 points. Keep it quite high. The team that wins the ball back, they're trying to dribble outside and then the game restarts. So traditional transition rules don't apply here, for the simple fact that the game could become really, really chaotic, and that might then take away elements of the possession that you want. Or if you wanted to be really challenging, you could keep those traditional transitions in there. The next variation, I love this here. I saw this from the Netherlands training, and they use the goalkeepers and adapt some conditions with mannequins. This is fantastic, I think. So it's the exact same game with the same conditions. The 4 players in possession are inside the area as opposed to the first example where we showed outside. So that's the only variation there. But what they do is they put 2 mannequins in front of the outside neutrals. That inside player, same role, same responsibilities. But the outside players, which are the goalkeepers, have 2 mannequins in front of them. Why are the 2 mannequins in front of them? Because when you're building from the back and you're looking at circulating the ball maybe from one area of the field to the other, the goalkeeper will need to receive on one side and pass to the other. So in this side, the goalkeeper has to play out of the other side from where they receive it. Maybe it's a 2-touch restriction there that allows them to receive, push across and play. Now, this then challenges the players in possession to go support and make sure they get those angles right and the ability to play out of that there as well. So when you get this game played at a high level, I think you open up different types of variations in the build and different types of ideas with your team. Love this idea. Something so simple, putting mannequins down, and look what it does to the conditions of the game. Absolute genius from the Netherlands. Our next variation, 4v4+3 Octagon game, looks quite complex, but it's actually quite simple and again really, really effective. So similar to the last one, the players in the possession team are playing inside the area. Again, you've got those 3 neutrals across in yellow. Now, what they've done here is they've cut across, so behind the players in possession is a mini goal. So it creates this octagon game, and by manipulating the size of the area, you also then manipulate angles of support. But it also increases the pressure on those players in possession, because if they lose the ball, there's a mini goal right behind them and the opponent can score. So for this one, traditional transition rules don't apply. The same team defends for, say, 60, 90 seconds, but then the team in possession are awarded points for consecutive passes. Again, that shouldn't move away from how intense the game is. Angles of support, quick combination play, looking to avoid pressure, break pressure, and then finding players to circulate possession. If they lose the ball, quick transitions to try and stop the defenders from scoring. Our next variation is an Erik ten Hag exercise from Ajax. This is a similar but a bit more complex in the transition. So again, he's got the mini goals behind the players in possession. It adds that bit of pressure. I love that aspect. He's also got 2 mannequins in the middle, and I think what those mannequins are doing is trying to... Our last 2 variations, we're going to bring in the goalkeepers with the 4v4+3. So you could argue that it's 4v4+5, but I think the principles still remain here in 4v4+3. This exercise here I've put into the 20 training sessions ebook, link below to get your copy. This one I really, really like because it allows the 3 neutrals to adopt non-traditional positions in the 4v4+3 outline, but traditional positions in an 11v11 game. So now you've got your 3 midfielders in the middle. Then you've got your 2 players on each side. Those 2 players can almost become centre-backs in the build with the goalkeeper. So this exercise is perfect if you're trying to build through a central area with your centre-backs using that central midfield. The 4 defensive players in the middle are outnumbering the neutral players. So it's very, very difficult. The objective of the game is to transfer the ball from the blue team end zone to the blue team end zone, and looking for those angles of support through the middle. If the red team win the ball, this is brilliant. They break out. Yellow team cannot go with them. They're breaking out now to try and create an overload and attacking the goal. So it almost incentivizes that defensive team to score more goals. They can go, they can shoot. You know, it makes it a bit more enjoyable than just running after the ball all the time. And then I think this exercise creates a really, really good picture of building through central spaces. And this last one is a Mikel Arteta 4v4+3 that transitions into a 2v1 to goal. Again, using the goalkeepers to try and make it a little bit more realistic into the picture that you want to create. So In this one here, it's simple. You're looking for a certain number of passes in the 4v4+3 with that +3 overload for the possession team. After a certain number of passes, there's a coach that's positioned outside the area, and they're playing the ball into that coach, and then that coach is playing a return pass into 2 attacking players, and one of the defenders can go, and it's a 2v1 to goal. Maybe you're giving them 10 seconds to finish up. Again, paints a different picture, but what I really like about this is that what is possession for? So sometimes in 4v4+3, you can do it for 20 minutes. Are you really teaching principles of attack? Because there is no attack per se. This one here allows you to paint the picture of possession in order to move a defence, to create space, to get into attacking areas, to score goals. So there you have it. 7 variations for 4v4+3. There's so much creativity out there in the coaching community. I love stuff like this because I think we always have to be looking at improving exercises. I think if you do the same exercise that you look at one day and say, oh, I love this exercise, you can do this with it, you can do that with it, I think that's brilliant. But if you do it every single day, do the players become conditioned to think the same way? Does it become a little bit stagnant in terms of the decision-making process? I love the idea of adding mannequins and different conditions in the game that challenge players to solve different types of problems, but then also allows you, which I find fascinating, it also allows you to paint different pictures of what you want to do tactically, which can then align game models to training philosophies, which is really powerful because ultimately that's your main way of communicating. We can put game models down into flashy PowerPoint presentations, whatever it is, but the players every single day, what they do on that training pitch will normally dictate the decisions that they're going to make on a Saturday. If you enjoyed this, please, 3 things. 1, please give it a like, give it a follow. 2, please go to modernsoccercoach.com/shop, and if you want to get your own copy of these exercises for free, you've got a free download, you get PDF, you get it right away, no problem at all. And then 3, most importantly, if you enjoy the work and you want to support it, please check out our new ebook, Modern Soccer Coach 20 Training Exercises. There's a lot there on the shop. We've also got set piece books. We've also got philosophy books. We've got pre-season books, pressing books. We've got a lot of stuff, and plus webinars as well. So if you want to support the work we do, we'd really appreciate it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.